Good morning, everyone. Today we will study about microspheres. In this, we will study about the introduction, then rationale, then ideal carriers for microsphere, general method of preparation, evaluation parameters, application, and marketed products. This microsphere word, it is derived from two words, that is micro and sphere. Micro means small in size, sphere means spherical empty particles. Now, why we are studying this drug delivery system? To give sustained and controlled action of drug to the desired area. Microspheres are characteristically free-flowing powders consisting of proteins or synthetic polymers which may or may not be biodegradable in nature and ideally having a particle size less than 200 micrometer. They are made up of polymeric substances in which the drug is dispersed throughout the microsphere matrix. Now, what is the rationale of microspheres? They facilitate the accurate delivery of small quantities of potent drug and reduce concentration of drug at site other than the target organ or tissue. And they provide targeted drug delivery system. They provide protection for unstable drug before and after administration prior to their availability at the site of action, and they enable controlled release of drug. Example of some drugs which are targeted via this system are narcotics, then antagonists are there, steroid hormones. They provide protection. They provide the protection of drug against metabolic degradation and elimination. They protect the drug or vaccine from low pH of the stomach, proteolytic enzyme in GIT. They control and predict the drug release with smaller dose of drug and improve the patient compliance, especially for drugs which are administered for chronic indications. Then are the prerequisites for ideal microparticulate carriers, that is longer duration of action. They increase the therapeutic efficacy, control the drug release, then protection of drugs, reduction of toxicity, biocompatibility, stability, and water solubility or dispersibility. Next are the materials which are used as carriers. First are synthetic polymers, and this comes the biodegradable and non-biodegradable polymers. In biodegradable, there is examples like acrolein epoxy polymers, and in that is non-biodegradable, and in biodegradable there are polyanhydrides, polyalkyl cyanoacrylates, lactides and glycolides and their copolymers. Next are natural materials or natural polymers. In this, proteins are there like albumin, gelatin, collagen, carbohydrates like starch, agarose, chitosan, and chemically modified carbohydrates are also there like polydextran, polyacryl starch. Then a method of preparation. In this, we will study about the various techniques as shown on the screen. First is single emulsion method or technique. In this, the aqueous solution or suspension of polymer, mainly natural polymer, is preferred in this case. They are stirred or sonicated, and then the dispersion is dispersed in the organic phase or oil or chloroform, and then cross-linking is done maybe either by heat or by chemical cross-linking with the help of chemical cross-linkers. In heat, we add this dispersion to the heated oil basically, and then microspheres, they are formed in the organic phase, and we remove the microspheres by centrifugation washing, and then we separate the microspheres. This is also one of the diagram of single emulsion method. In this, it is shown that the oil is mixed with emulsifier and polymer, and then aqueous phase is also added in it, and after emulsification we get water in oil emulsion. Then with the help of cross-linking agents, either we cross-link it with the help of heat or heated oil, or we use chemical cross-linkers, and then we centrifuge and separate the microspheres. Then is double emulsion technique, as the name suggests. In this, in the previous method, as single emulsion was formed, in this double emulsion will be formed. First of all, aqueous solution of polymer we will take and then disperse it in an oil or organic phase with vigorous homogenization or sonication. Then we will get the primary emulsion, say water in oil emulsion. Then we will add the aqueous solution of PVA in excess quantity, and then we'll get the water in oil in water, or multiple emulsion is formed, and then addition of large aqueous phase is done, and then microspheres are formed which are present in the solution, and they are separated. This is the next step: separation, washing and drying, and get the microspheres. Then is polymerization. In polymerization, it is done by three methods, that is bulk polymerization, suspension and emulsion polymerization processes. First is bulk polymerization. In this, the monomer plus bioactive material plus initiator is taken, and the solution is heated to initiate the polymerization. An initiator which is added, it also accelerates the rate of reaction or polymerization, you can say. Then polymer is added, and then molded and fragmentation is done, and we get the microspheres. In suspension polymerization, the monomer plus bioactive initiator is taken again the same way, and then they are dispersed in water with stabilizer, and we get the droplets, and then vigorous agitation is done, and polymerization is also enhanced or done with the help of heat, and then microspheres form, they are hardened and then separated and dried. Next is emulsion polymerization. In this, the monomers plus bioactive material, they are mixed together, and then aqueous solution of sodium hydroxide, initiator, surfactant plus stabilizer are mixed in as another phase, and both then phases are stirred or dispersed with vigorous stirring, and micellar solubilization of polymer in aqueous medium is done, and then polymerization is again occurs in the mixture, and then microspheres are formed, and they are separated from the solvent. Then is the next method is phase separation conservation. In this, aqueous or organic solution of polymer is taken, and drug is dispersed or dissolved in the polymer solution, and phase separation is done by either by any salt addition or non-solvent addition, or addition of an incompatible polymer, and so that the polymer rich globules, they get separated, and then hardening of the formed microspheres is done, or of the globules formed is done, and microspheres we get in the aqueous or organic phase, and they are separated and dried. Next is spray drying. In this, polymer is dissolved in volatile organic solvent, maybe acetone or dichloromethane, and then drug is dispersed in polymer solution under high speed homogenization, and atomization is done in a stream of hot air, and due to solvent evaporation, small droplets or fine mist is formed, and it leads to the formation of microspheres, and microspheres which are formed, they are separated from the hot air by cyclone separator, and solvent is removed by vacuum drying. Next method is solvent extraction. In this, drug is dispersed in organic solvent. It may be water miscible organic solvent such as isopropanol, and then polymer is dispersed in organic solvent, and then organic phase is removed by extraction with water. This process decreases the hardening time also for the microspheres, and then the hardened microspheres are formed. Next are the evaluation parameters for microspheres. First is particle size and shape. It is determined by light microscopy or by laser light scattering. Then angle of repose, it is measured by Fresnel method or by measuring the flowability. Then density measurement is done with the help of multi-volume pycnometer. And IR spectroscopy, it is used to measure the deviation in composition. And then scanning electron microscopy is used to measure or see the surface morphology. Isoelectric point. Microelectrophoresis apparatus is used to measure the electrophoretic mobility of microspheres, from which isoelectric point can be determined. It can be correlated to surface charge or ion adsorption of microspheres. Then in vitro release, it is done by two methods, either by using rotating paddle apparatus or using dialysis method. In rotating paddle apparatus, drug-loaded microspheres, they are dispersed in the phosphate saline buffer contained in a beaker, and then paddle is rotated at about 100 rpm. And sample is taken at regular intervals. Sink condition is mainly maintained in this, and the samples are analyzed by any of the assay method. In dialysis method, the microspheres, they are mainly enclosed in the dialysis tube or bag, which is then dispersed in the beaker containing the buffer or any of the solution in which we want to know the release. And then the samples are withdrawn and estimated for drug content, and each time volume is replaced using fresh buffer solution. Then applications of microphage is used for targeting of drug, basically in vaccine delivery like diphtheria toxin. And cosmetic industry also they are used for delivery of several. It's also used for the delivery of several analgesic drugs like naproxen sodium for delivery of rifampin in TB, and increases the retention time of drug in ocular system like pilocarpine nitrate. It is used for delivery of certain gastric acid labile antibiotics like penicillin, and for targeting delivery of antineoplastic agents also. In paints and adhesive industry also it is useful. These are some of the marketed products. These are the references. Thank you.